Good morning and welcome to our virtual commencement celebration for the USC Chan Division of Occupational Science and Occupational Therapy. I am Dr. Grace Baranek, the Associate Dean and Chair of the Chan Division. It's my pleasure to welcome you, graduates, significant others, family members, and friends joining together here as one united division to celebrate the class of 2021. Our class of 2021 represents the 79th graduating class of USC Occupational Therapy's bachelor students, the 72nd graduating class of Occupational Therapy master students, the 20th graduating class of Occupational Therapy doctoral students, and the 24th graduating class of Occupational Science doctoral candidates. We are confident that you will carry on the tradition of excellence that your predecessors have established, and we look forward to learning of your future successes as you move within the USC Trojan family from students to alumni. Let me just say that it is a real honor to be able to speak with all of you today. Each and every one of you has devoted years of your life in order to earn a degree from the #1 ranked occupational therapy program in the United States. On behalf of all our faculty and staff members, I want to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you have done during your time at USC Chan, especially throughout this incredibly disruptive last year. No, it hasn't been easy, but many of life's most meaningful moments rarely are. So we salute the effort and investments that you have made in yourself, in your relationships with others, and in your career in order to arrive at this day. As occupational therapists, and occupational scientists, we often talk about occupation in terms of form, function, and meaning. Like so many things these days, the form of this celebration and tomorrow's in-person ceremony is not what we imagined, but I still believe that its essential function and meaning are unchanged. You've made it through the worst of the pandemic tunnel, and the light at the end is shining brighter and brighter every day. So celebrate this transition to the next chapter of your professional life. Enjoy this milestone. I am now pleased to introduce this year's keynote speaker, Chief of Knowledge at the American Occupational Therapy Association, Dr. Neil Harvison. A native Aussie, he graduated with first-class honors in occupational therapy from Australia's University of Queensland before moving to the United States to earn his master's degree in occupational therapy from New York University in 1988. He spent more than 24 years as a pediatric practitioner and hospital administrator, including 12 years as Associate Director for Outpatient Services at New York City's Mount Sinai Rehabilitation Center. During this time, he held clinical faculty appointments at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine, Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons, and at Mercy College. In 2005, he earned his PhD from New York University, and in 2006, joined the staff of the American Occupational Therapy Association, the nation's professional association of occupational therapy practitioners, educators, and students. During the past 15 years at AOTA, Dr. Harvison has held a number of titles, including Director of Accreditation and Academic Affairs, Chief Officer of Academic and Scientific Affairs, and Chief Officer of Professional and Academic Affairs. In these roles, Dr. Harvison has been responsible for various association activities related to federal, state, and regulatory affairs, for issues in academic occupational therapy education, and that includes entry-level standards and accreditation, as well as professional education issues such as professional development, specialty certification, and ongoing clinical competencies. Dr. Harvison currently serves as a member of several national interprofessional advisory boards. He is the author of numerous publications and presentations in healthcare education and accreditation, and he is an associate editor for education of the American Journal of Occupational Therapy. In 2011, Dr. Harvison was recognized as a fellow of the AOTA for his service to education and practice. In 2019, Dr. Harvison's role at AOTA was reimagined to be that of Chief of Knowledge. In that role, he manages the processes, practices, and applications of knowledge to not only advance AOTA's mission, but to enhance the distinct value of occupational therapy across the entire nation. Without further ado, please welcome your 2021 commencement speaker, Dr. Neil Harbison.
Good morning. I'd like to take a few minutes to firstly thank the entire USC Chan community for inviting me to participate in this year's commencement ceremony. It is indeed an honor. I would truly love to be with all of you in Southern California right now, enjoying that beautiful weather, but instead I am offering these remarks from my home in Northwest Connecticut, just north of New York City. If the technology cooperates, I'm just going to take 5 minutes of your valuable time this morning to firstly welcome you to the profession, and secondly, to offer a few words of wisdom that I've accumulated in over 35 years as an occupational therapist. When I had the opportunity to address graduating classes, it's hard not to reflect on where I was when I was 25 and just beginning my career. I had graduated from the University of Queensland in Australia's occupational therapy program for a bachelor's degree a few years earlier, when in 1986, just before my 25th birthday, I moved to New York City, where I was going to be for about 14 months while I pursued a master's degree in developmental disabilities at New York University. Now, this is around 1986, which is probably a couple of decades before most of you were even born. So I feel like I need to give you a little context of what New York City was like in the 1980s, because it's not quite the cosmopolitan playground that you would experience today if you went to New York. Instead, in the 1980s, the city was gripped in two major healthcare crises. There was the AIDS epidemic and there was the crack epidemic. And added to that, the city was experiencing its highest violent crime rates that it had in recorded modern history. At the same time, there was a president in the White House, actually it was a guy from California, who had implemented a policy which was closing all of the major mental health facilities around the state and the country. And as a result of that, there was an exponential increase in the number of homeless people in the streets of New York City with mental health conditions. So as you can imagine, this is a little different from my life back in Brisbane, Australia, and my caseload with early intervention. I found myself employed in a pretty prominent hospital system right on the East Village of New York City. That's right on the edge of an area known as Alphabet City. Now, if you've had a chance, there's a brilliant new historical piece set by PBS that looks at that whole period of the 1980s in New York City. And you'll see that Alphabet City is actually profiled in that piece, primarily because it was the epicenter of the AIDS epidemic, as well as one of the neighborhoods that had the highest crime rate and poverty in the city at that particular time. And by the way, if you do get to see that series, we did have color film there. I don't know why everything is in black and white. And yes, we did wear those clothes and we had those hairstyles, and they were cool back in the 1980s. So to reset that, just to say I was a little overwhelmed when I got to New York City, and my new work environment would have to be an understatement. And this is one of those times in life where I came to realize that I actually did learn something in school, and particularly in my OT school. To cut to the chase, within a few months, I had established myself in two roles. The first was working with young mothers who were parents to young crack-addicted babies. And how that came about is that I was actually recruited onto the NICU because the nurses were having difficulty feeding these young newborns because they were so irritable as they went through withdrawal from crack. But instead, I quickly transitioned that role working with social services to create a whole number of groups which were working on parenting, or at least the occupation of parenting, with these young mothers and fathers. The other half of my caseload was actually working with young men who were on the AIDS unit. And at that time, of course, we had no effective treatments for AIDS, and it was still pretty scary because we had no idea how it was being transmitted. Well, we knew some of the process of how it was being transmitted, but not everything that we needed to know. And the hospital administration at that time was really focused on the medical care. Like, how do we care for these people that are dying for AIDS? But instead, we quickly realized that the young men on those units were less concerned about their medical treatment as they were about the occupation of living. They really wanted to enjoy their social participation in their life. And that's where we developed a program. Working from an occupational therapy lens, we were able to introduce lifestyle changes for these individuals, which actually, to the surprise of the administrators, reduced the burden of care. Now, I'm only sharing these stories with you because I think there is some relation to where you guys are today, because you're entering our profession in an unprecedented time, both in the United States and in the world as we go through this public health emergency. And I have to acknowledge, it's not easy not to, well, it's certainly not easy not to feel overwhelmed at this particular time, particularly as you enter your careers. I'm not trying to be melodramatic when I say that the current public health emergency is presenting a potential major turning point for all health professions in this country. Through my role, I sit at the table at a number of national forums, including those at the National Academies of Medicine, where I sit with other leaders of other health professions as we try to establish a role for each of our professions as we come out of this public health emergency, ensuring that our professionals have the competencies to address the needs of society and the community. The public health emergency has hit us on top of exploding healthcare costs and poor healthcare outcomes. This is resulting in accelerated efforts by policy leaders to bring about payment reform and changes in how we deliver healthcare systems. And each health profession, OT included, needs to step up and establish its role in that new system if we're going to continue to thrive and grow. The good news for OT is that the way in which the system is going is set up for us. It's exactly where we are coming from. By that, I mean the healthcare system is moving away from the concept of episodic disease management and reimbursement for those services to the concept of maintaining and promoting health. To put it in sort of simple terms, and take one simple example, instead of focusing on the individual after they've had the stroke, the healthcare system is moving towards the concept of addressing diet, exercise, stress management when we're younger to prevent us from having those strokes in the first place. It's OT, right? It's what we're all about. It's enabling people to access those occupational roles and those occupational profiles that we need to look at in order to enable them to function in society. We as a profession are set to go. And you're the generation that's going to lead those efforts. You're going to lead that change for us if we are to succeed in the coming system. My advice, although at times this is going to seem overwhelming, remember you have the skills to make it work. I look forward to seeing where you take our profession into the future. Congratulations on your achievement. Celebrate and get to work. I hope that you have the opportunity to meet each other in person in the future. Thank you again for allowing me to offer these few short remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Harvison. We would also truly love for you to be with us here in Southern California today. Also, thank you for those inspirational words and reminders to all of us of the core values of OT and our commitment to addressing the need for engagement and fulfillment in daily life for all of the individuals and groups with whom we work. My name is Dr. Julie McLaughlin-Gray, and I am the Associate Chair for Curriculum and Faculty, and it is my pleasure to announce this year's Student Awards. Each year, the division recognizes students who have distinguished themselves for their exemplary character attributes, academic excellence, and professional promise. The Elizabeth June Yerxa Award recognizes academic excellence, outstanding scholarly research, and dedication toward the enrichment of the profession. This year, the Elizabeth June Yerxa Award goes to Claire Yoonju Chen. The Leela Lorenz Award for Creativity in Occupational Therapy is given for a high level of commitment and dedication to programs and ideas that contribute to the creative enhancement of occupational therapy. This year, the Leela Lorenz Award goes to Marche Franklin. Named in memory of an alumna and distinguished staff member of the division, the Lisa Marie Bucher Award is presented to a student who demonstrates loyalty, trustworthiness, creativity, and the ability to make extraordinary accomplishments that further the educational mission of the division. This year, the Lisa Marie Bucher Award goes to Delaney Smith. The Penelope Louise Richardson Award, named in memory of Penny Richardson, is presented to the doctoral student who demonstrates outstanding potential in fulfilling the role of a faculty member. The awardee possesses qualities inherent to an academic future, dedicated toward lifelong learning, diversity, student-centeredness, and a strong commitment to teaching. This year's recipient is Tai Kim. The Margaret S. Root Award, named in memory of the first chair of the USC Department of Occupational Therapy, is given to a student in recognition of professional promise and personal excellence. This year, the award goes to Kayla Johari. The outstanding contribution in the role of teaching assistant is awarded for creativity and dedication in support of programming to enhance the learning opportunities provided by the division. This year's recipient is Stephanie Gomez Rubalcaba. The Spirit of Occupational Therapy Award is given to the student who best exemplifies the spirit of occupational therapy through their commitment, caring attitude, spirit, and compassion for others. The Spirit of Occupational Therapy Award goes to Adam Strizich. The Trojan Spirit Award recognizes loyal leadership and dedicated service toward improving the quality of student life and campus community programs within the multiple spheres of university life. The Trojan Spirit Award goes to Brendan Lascala. The Distinguished Contribution to Research or Writing in Occupational Science and Occupational Therapy is presented to a student at the master's level who has demonstrated initiative, creativity, and skills in the research process or development of a theoretical paper. The award goes to Sharadan Krishnan. The Mark and Samira Moshayedi Innovation Award is given to the student whose innovative work enables improvement in health and wellness through technological innovation. This year, the recipient of the Mark and Samira Moshayedi Award is Christopher Jew. The Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Award is presented to the student who demonstrates effective leadership and dedication to efforts to promote diversity, access, and equity. The inaugural recipient of this award is Daniel Padilla Vega. The Political Action and Advocacy Award is presented to the student who demonstrates leadership through political action and advocacy in service of occupational science and occupational therapy stakeholders, students, and/or professionals. The inaugural recipient of the Political Action and Advocacy Award is Mil Wajanakunakorn. Congratulations to all of this year's award recipients. On behalf of the Chan faculty, I would also like to acknowledge all students who extended themselves as executive members of student-led organizations. Students also receive various awards from the university. The Order of Arete was bestowed upon these Chan students. Congratulations to these award recipients. I would now like to introduce Christopher Chu, who will be giving a celebratory message to his fellow graduates on behalf of the USC Chan Class of 2021.
Good afternoon to our esteemed faculty, my fellow classmates, and your loved ones that are in attendance. My name is Chris, and I've been blessed with the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to give our class's commencement speech. I'm incredibly honored and grateful to be here speaking to you all right now. I truly have been surrounded by an amazing group of people during a time in the program, and I realized I couldn't turn on the chance to give you all some acknowledgement for the past and encouragement for the future. First off, on behalf of our class, I'd like to show some appreciation to this incredible program and each and every one of you faculty members who have given us the knowledge and experience to prepare us as we embark into the OT world. You've given us the confidence to make a difference in the lives of others, and it cannot be understated how incredible that really is. So, we thank you for that. Let's also give an extra shout out to our family and friends that are watching right now. I'm confident I can speak for our entire class when I say that we owe a significant part of our place here at this exact moment to you all. You have been there for us since day one, and the support you've given us has helped push us to where we are now. Even if you don't feel like you've done much, just know that your presence alone and the fact that we know you have our back when we need you has had an indescribable effect on us for the better. And now for the USC Chan Division of Occupational Science and Occupational Therapy, class of 2021. This might go against some of the values that we've learned to maybe not emphasize as much in practice, but I think it's fair that we be a little selfish and give ourselves a pat on the back. Congrats, everyone, we did it. We got into the #1 OT program in the world and are about to graduate from it. We all have our own incredible stories for how we got here, but one commonality is that we earned our place here and we kicked glutes. So don't just give yourself an applause. Get up and do a little dance, pump those fists, wave those arms, scream, yell, let your emotions flow. We did it. This is an incredible moment in our lives that we should be proud of, and I can't imagine a better group of people that I got to experience it with. Many of you, I'm certain, have had to overcome challenges to get here today, and I commend each and every one of you for your efforts. From the little things such as studying for the next quiz, or perhaps something more that you'll carry with you the rest of your life. Life will likely have many more trials yet going forward. However, I know we have the resolve to move forward, building off of each success or misstep, and becoming stronger for it. The words "fight on" that have been echoed throughout our time here at USC have never resonated more with us than this past year because of all that has happened. We face adversity on a personal and societal level and persevere to get here. This has been an experience that has had its ups and downs, but I'm happy I got to share this journey with you all as we take the next step in life. The time we spend here, we will cherish and look back on fondly one day as a distant memory. We'll live, we'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll walk different paths. Some of us will enjoy the fruits of lifelong bonds that we built here. Some of us might fall out of contact one day as we pursue our goals. However, this is a memory that belongs to all of us. This is our day. We fought on and will keep fighting on wherever we go. We chose this profession not because we had ulterior motives for personal gain, but because there's something inside each and every one of you that's going to drive you to be successful OTs that will make a difference in the lives of others. You all are truly amazing people with enormous hearts, and I'm proud to brag that I was alongside you during our time at the division. Your aspirations and strength of character will undoubtedly lead you all to achieving great things, and I look forward to seeing what that will entail. Class of 2021, we did it.
Thank you, Christopher. Your message is an inspiration to us all. And on behalf of the entire USC Mrs. T.H. Chan Division of Occupational Science and Occupational Therapy, I would like to say again, congratulations, class of 2021. You've made it. Thank you for your creativity, determination, and optimism that you have shown for the past 15 months in the occupational therapy profession and the occupational science discipline. Those are traits that will serve you, your patients, your clients, your students very well. I would now like to highlight and celebrate the graduates from each of our degree programs. And they, in turn, want to celebrate the people who have supported them throughout their studies. The class of 2021 submitted photos of their support systems, which will be included after their names for each program. And finally, I want to end today's celebration with class photos to celebrate all of the memories that each of you have made and the communities that you have built. I hope you enjoy it. For those of you participating in tomorrow's in-person ceremony, I look forward to congratulating you in person. Until then, be well and fight on.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Samia Rafidi, Program Director for the Bachelor's Degree to Master's Degree program. Congratulations to our graduates, and congratulations to your family and friends who have stood beside you along the way. I hope you enjoyed the day, and we look forward to seeing you progress into the master's degree courses in the fall. Fight on. Good morning. I'm Samia Rafidi, Program Director for the Professional Program in Occupational Therapy. Congratulations to our graduates and to your friends and family who have stood beside you along the way. I wish you the best as you wrap up this program and look forward to the next steps in your career. Fight on.
As the director of the Post-Professional Master's Program, I'd like to give my heartfelt congratulations to all of the graduates of the 2021 class. You've all worked so hard this past year and demonstrated so much perseverance. I'm very proud to have had you as students. Take some time to celebrate your achievements, and again, congratulations.
As the director of the Doctorate of Occupational Therapy, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2021 Doctors of Occupational Therapy. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Today, we celebrate in your honor.
As Director of the PhD program in Occupational Science, I would like to congratulate this year's graduates on the successful completion of your programs and independent research dissertations. This congratulations is extended to Dr. Christiana Butera and mentor Dr. Lisa Azizadeh, Dr. Yunju Claire Chen and mentor Dr. Grace Baranak, Dr. Kristen Holland and mentor Dr. Grace Baranak, Dr. Kaori Lily Ito and mentor Dr. Suk Lee Liu, and Dr. David Turnbull and mentor Dr. Mary Lawler. On behalf of the entire PhD program faculty, I would like to welcome you to the community of occupational science scholars and wish you the best of luck in your future careers. Congratulations.